ladies. Jackie here. Welcome. Just adjusting my camera here. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, ladies on YouTube and over here on Facebook. And I'm just looking at the the sweater in the broadcast. I look like I'm wearing a blanket, but it's actually a really cool, sweater, and it is like a blanket, isn't it? So thought I'd clear the air with that first. Isn't that funny? But it's cold here still, so I wanted to wear something warm, and it's nice and soft. So thank you for being here. Today I really wanted to talk about being the person that you want to date. And here's why I think this is really important, especially in these challenging times. It's easy to I guess panic or go into confusion, overwhelm, worry, and then you want to. What happens is I want you to think about this time in your life and be able to look back on it and look back and see how you handled a situation that was challenging for you. That really says a lot about a person, don't you think? When you're dating, you're in a relationship, and you look at how how the man's showing up. Is he treating the wait staff well? Is he being respectful? Is he being polite? Is he considerate? All of these things are all about character, right? And so this time is particularly when we're all under a little bit of duress with what's happening in the world, and so we want to conduct ourselves in a way that demonstrates that we have good character and we make good choices. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's going to come up, and so let's talk about it now. So I think drama, is something that we don't want to date somebody who's dramatic, right? A man that goes and talks excessively about his about a previous partner, or maybe somebody he lost, or he's very sad or depressed or not ready to date, just coming out of a relationship. It's hard to sit there and to listen to somebody who's not as balanced as maybe you are. And so let's talk about some of the things that create that best version of yourself, and how you want to be mindful of how you're showing up, and how things that you can do so that you can attract men that are making good choices, etc. So one of the things in my little notes here is what, like I said before, drama, right? And so when you're on a date or when you're talking to a man on the phone, I think it's really important that we start using our voice, that we float into a little more honesty, because we're looking for that in return, right? Aren't we looking for men to be honest with us? Aren't we looking to them to have integrity? And so when there's something that's being said, and I see this a lot with the women that I work with, especially when men are talking about a previous partner and it's not positive, in a negative way, there's something to be said about you intervening on both of you's behalf, right? Putting your hand, signaling him is what I mean. So maybe it was touching his shoulder, or just saying, "Hey, can I intervene for a minute?" I really like that word, intervene, and it's like interrupting, but really politely. And I really recommend that you start intervening, and verbally, and interrupting this flow where the conversation is going, because it's going in a negative direction, by saying something like, I know that it sounds like you've been really hurt, and I'm sorry that you went through such a difficult time, but I'd really like to spend this time getting to know you and hearing about what you want to create, the new relationship you want. What would you do different? So asking questions is so important in the dating and relationship process. So one of the questions you could ask is, what would you do different this time around? What did you learn from that relationship? I love that. I love that too. It's like, what did you learn? And see if you can switch the conversation to something more positive by intervening on your own behalf. And so another thing that I think is really important is really, really connecting with gratitude right now. So every day when you wake up, if you would start journaling 3 things that you're grateful for. The gratitude has such a powerful energy about it, doesn't it? If you start thinking about all of the abundance that we have, how blessed we are to live in such an incredible place where we have so much freedom, so much beauty, so much so much abundance. So when we bring forward gratitude, especially on a daily basis, it really lifts our vibration up. And that's the person that you want to be. You want to be the person that everybody else wants to surround themselves with. They want you in their inner circle because of your positivity, because you live in gratitude, because you live in abundance, not in scarcity, etc. And so this is a really important time to start to dig deep into your own character and pull forward these daily practices that will really help you stay balanced, keep you on track, and help you to maintain and become the best version of yourself, so that you can call in the kind of man that you would be a match for. And so I just said surround yourself by people. I think that is so important, that you look around and the people that you're talking to, the groups that you're in on Facebook, the videos that you watch, the books that you read, the influences that you are allowing within your inner circle are ones that are resonating with you, that are speaking the same language, that have the same, level of integrity, the goals, etc., so that you can be supported. We have a complimentary Facebook group open right now that I really encourage you and invite you to join. It's called the Swipe Right Program Facebook group, and we're providing some support in that group, and talking about all kinds of topics, dating and relationships and personal subjects as well. So please join us, because it's so important that you are part of conversations that have the same vibration that you want to put out and that you want to get back in return. And so we're talking about daily habits like working out, taking care of your body, having a gratitude list. Those are the things that I do on a daily basis, so that I keep myself in alignment by continuing to become the best version of myself. And one thing that I think is so important, and I'd love to hear your comments too, please, is learning something new every day. I think it's so important that we continue to grow and expand. And you can't just, that saying, I already know that. That's like the most dysfunctional thing that you can say, because if you already know that, you can't let any new information in, because you already know that, right? And that's the thing that our mind can tell us when we're resistant to hearing something that maybe we don't want to hear, or that we're not comfortable hearing, etc. So staying green and growing instead of ripe and rotting is a really important part of becoming that best version of yourself, because we're always evolving. Every day we wake up and we have an opportunity to recreate our lives in a way that we really resonate with. So learning something new every day, meaning you could simply just be reading a book where you read a chapter every day and you journal about it, etc. Whatever that is for you, I really recommend that you make sure you stay on the track that you learn something, learn a new skill, because that's going to bring a lot more interest to your conversations. You're going to have something more to talk about, to share when you talk with men on and offline. And where is my wedding ring? It's right there, right here. Somebody's asked me on Facebook where my wedding ring is. So maybe she's talking to somebody else. So ladies, what are your thoughts about this topic, becoming the best version of yourself, becoming the person that you want to date, right? So that means speaking up. When you're on the phone and the conversation goes in a direction you don't want to go, you're going to have healthy boundaries by using your power word. No, not right now. Let me think about it. Can I get back to you? Those kind of things are really empowering when you don't know how to handle a situation. I would love to hear your comments on this. Let's see. I don't see any questions over there. Okay, yay! My YouTube ladies are wonderful. So, okay, ladies, I would love to take some questions. I think that it's a daily commitment to continue to grow yourself and to evolve and to work through whatever challenges you're facing right now, whatever's going on in your life, to recognize it will pass. Okay, it always does. And if you look back on your life and you look at the really challenging situations you've been in, you've overcome them and you're better for it. So just look at challenges as opportunities to really grow yourself and to step into that best version of yourself. And so I hope this is helpful. I really want to inspire you, because I know there's so much going on in the world. I don't want you to panic. I want you to stay grounded. And these are steps that they'll not only help you to become the best version of yourself, but help you to stay really grounded in what's going on in the world right now. What about triggers when you think you're over it, but it triggers back? That's a great question. I love it. Thank you. I love talking about triggers. And so, what about triggers when they come back? Well, triggers come back to let you know that you haven't completely resolved whatever it was you're triggered about. So that's great. You're getting another message from your intuition letting you know that you're out of balance still. So you really have to look at it. And so if a trigger is coming back, that means it's more about you and less about the other person, unless they're doing something that is violating your boundaries, verbally, physically, etc. Then those triggers represent something that you're not in harmony with inside of yourself. So you need to start to journal. Why? And this is a big help for me, and I know this will help you. Is asking yourself this question: what am I triggered about? Okay, I'm angry. Why am I angry? What am I angry about? Asking more questions. And that's also, is perfectly in alignment with this topic about being the person that you want to date. Asking more questions, not only of yourself, but of your date. So if you would just start to ask yourself questions: what am I triggered about? What is this anchored to? And then you will start to follow it to its source. And then you can see where this trigger originated, because triggers are typically originating for something that happened in the past. Now, it could have been yesterday, could have been a year ago, could have been 10 years ago, but it's definitely something that has happened and that's bringing it back into your awareness so you can resolve it. So I think triggers to be celebrated, but they definitely don't feel good when they're happening. I get it. And taking a deep breath, really, when you focus on your breath, it's so helpful to bring you back into the now, because your breath is in the now. So if you just take a deep breath and center yourself in the now, you can work through that trigger much easier than you can when you're in the trigger. So just start breathing, start journaling. I hope that helps you. It always helps me. So always looking at, you can't change other people, but we can change ourselves. And so start with you first, right? Becoming that best version of yourself. And let's take some more questions. Having a hard time forgiving my ex so that I can move forward. I think I'm reserved due to that. What's your best suggestion? So having a hard time forgiving so that I can move forward. I love that. Thank you so much for asking that great question. So forgiveness is a self-protection mechanism, ladies. Forgiveness sets you free from the toxicity left over by whatever happened. Forgiveness doesn't excuse or condone bad behavior on your part or on an ex's part. So you want to forgive so that you can take the hook out of your mouth, because you're the one who's still on the hook. A lot of times when something happens, the other person, you break up, they go on their own way, but you're still suffering, right? Because the mind always wants to be right. It wants to seek out retribution, but that's not your job, because we have the law, the universal law of cause and effect, karma, right? You don't have to worry about revenge or retribution, because everybody will get what they deserve, right? No more, no less. So if somebody did you wrong, they're going to continue to do that, and they're going to reap the consequences. That's what cause and effect is. It's the consequences of their actions. So that's not up to you. Leave that up to God. Leave that up to the universe. You just need to take care of your own heart, forgive so that you can move forward, so that you can start living again and start experiencing joy and happiness came here to experience, that you came here to experience. And so I hope that helps you. When I first learned about forgiveness being a self-protection mechanism, I was so happy to hear that, because I'm like, that's exactly what I needed to hear, because I too was very bitter, resentful, angry about breakup, my divorce, and I couldn't get off that track because I was hurt. Right? If you think about anger, it's really a lot of times a camouflage for pain. If there's fear that comes up, because it's like, if I forgive, then I have to move on, and I really have to let go. So some of it might be on your part. There might be some unwillingness to really move on, because there's fear that, what now? What's the next thing? But remember, when one door closes, another one can open. And so I really want to encourage you to journal about it, to write down everything that happened to you, and then what you can do is write it down on a piece of paper, and then you forgive the situation, and then you can shred that piece of paper up and change the energy, or you can burn it over the sink and then wash your hands really good and change that energy. So I hope that helps you, sweetie. Yeah. Jackie, I'm dating a guy for 2 months. When I ask where we are, he only will only comment. Let's see, when I ask where we are, he will only commit. I can't see the rest of your question. So go ahead and post that again. Anybody over here on Facebook have a question? Love to talk to you on Facebook. So remember, ladies, I do have a Facebook group right now, Swipe Right program Facebook group. If you're wanting more support, please hop in on it. Hop in that group. We're going to keep the group open until the Swipe program starts, which starting next Tuesday. I'm so excited. And guess what I did? I want to just talk about this for a moment. I just added a bonus to our wonderful Swipe Right, Swipe Yourself into a Red Hot Romance in 9 weeks or less program, where I'm going to teach you how to have a successful video date, whether you're using Skype, Zoom, FaceTime. I think this is really relevant to what's happening right now. And also, it's a great way to connect, right? Look at how we're connecting right now. This feels pretty intimate to me. You can create a great connection and create a lot of intimacy on video because you can see each other, you can get to know each other. But there are boundaries that you need to have, and there's a process that I would love to share with you. So for those of you who have signed up for the program, I'm really excited to add that bonus so that you can start interacting with men in a video setting, which is really going to not like put your life on hold. I do not want you to put your life on hold. Relationships are what holds us together, and we need to stick together in times that are really challenging. And so what better way to do it than video, right? We can do video from the privacy and comfort of our home and safety from our home. So that's a new bonus that I just added. The cart's closing on Sunday, and if you're on my database, you're going to be getting more emails about how you can register, in addition to the link that I'm going to drop in the box below. So we'd love to have you, and please join our Facebook group so we can continue this conversation. So let me ask, let me answer a few more questions. He states we're just dating and does not inquire my answer questions about where we're going. Okay, so one of my wonderful ladies is dating a man for a couple months. She asks where the relationship's going, and he's saying that that we're just dating and doesn't answer questions about where the relationship is going. And I'm sure everybody watching this broadcast can relate to this, right? You're asking, what's your vision for us, or how's the relationship going, and they kind of avoid answering you. But he did give you an answer. So when a man says we're just dating, you need to listen to him because he's being honest with you. And that's another thing about this call, was about being the person that you want to date. So he's being honest with you. So I'm going to give him kudos for that. And so what he's saying is that you're dating, he's not ready to make more of a commitment. And if you ask him again or continue on this path with him, it's going to push him away. He hasn't made his mind up. He's not ready to make any more commitments. So if you want to keep dating him and enjoying him, I would do that, but I would start dating other men, because what he's saying is he doesn't want to commit to this relationship right now. So the best thing you can do is hop online and start talking to men, and not distract yourself, but refocus your energy, open up your life again to other possibilities besides just this one man, because he's clear on where he is. Now you need to accept that so that you can free yourself from trying to control an outcome, because that's just going to send him further away from you. And there's still potential for a relationship there, especially if he sees that you heard what he said and you are now focusing on other areas of your life and not putting all of your, I guess, eggs in that basket. And ladies on Facebook, I don't see any questions. Great, Stephanie. I have been dating this guy for over 2 months, and he asked where our relationship is going. He states we are just dating. Okay, so I've got this. I think I have the same question on Facebook and YouTube. I love it. And so when a man states we're just dating, believe him. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, because you don't want to to set yourself up to be hurt, to be more vulnerable. You've already asked him something vulnerable. He's given you an honest answer, and it's not easy for men to tell you that. So take him at his word, and like I said, refocus your energies elsewhere. So, however, he wants to be exclusive with me. Okay, there's a little caveat. Great. Let's finish this, and then I'm going to wrap up the broadcast. So, however, he wants to be exclusive with me. So, it just depends on what your relationship goals are. Do you want to be in a relationship with a man that you don't really have any outcome in sight, where there's no vision for a future? Are you okay with casual dating and just being exclusive with him and enjoying him? If that's okay with you, then you can agree to it. But if it's not okay with you, I wouldn't agree to be exclusive, because if you want a relationship, a committed relationship, being exclusive with him is going to just be about you trying to convince him to become exclusive for the reason of something more lasting, right? And when we go into convincing, it's so not good. We need to stay in conviction of what we want and our dreams and goals. When we start to convince a man about our worth, about our value, about how wonderful we are, and they should commit to us, then they just back up. And have you ever felt that when somebody's trying to convince you to do something that you don't want to do? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel authentic, and it feels a little desperate and codependent. And anytime somebody feels that kind of energy, it just makes you want to back up a bit. So stay in conviction. Get in touch with why you want to be in a relationship, everybody watching this. And in closing, how this can help you in terms of being the best person that you want to date is that I just said this I love the word conviction. Have conviction with your goals and dreams for life. Do not settle. Do not make exceptions to your dreams. If you want to get in a committed relationship that leads to marriage, then stand in your truth, because the more aligned you are with what you really want out of life, the faster you're going to get it. It's when you waffle and go back and forth and stay with men that aren't in alignment with you is when you waste your precious time. And you also send very mixed signals, right? Now, if you're not sure and you're just dating to get that clarity, that's different. But if you want something specific, you need to hold the line. You need to stay the course until you get what you want. That's the best advice I can give you. Do not give up. Do not settle. And this is what this channel is all about, is helping you to realize your dreams and giving you support along the way so that you don't make those exceptions to your dating experience that'll take you, a month, 2 months, 3 months away from getting what you want. So I hope this call was helpful, ladies. And don't forget to check that link in the box where I'm sharing with you about my Swipe Right program. It starts on Tuesday. We're in the final calls of offering the program, and that new bonus that I added about how to teach you how to be really good on video, because I'm really good on video. I'm going to share with you all of my secrets that you can use and prepare to have amazing quality video dates with the men that you've been talking to, and how to get from a phone call onto a video date. That's what I've added to the program right now. I know that's going to benefit you, especially what's happening in the world. So thank you all for being here. I'm just sending you so much love. I will talk to you live next week as usual, and I'll see you in the Facebook group if you've joined us. All right, take care. Bye. Bye.